Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Strong and Steady class. Thanks for joining. I'm here in the club, seated on my folding chair. I have a couple of sets of dumbbells with me, and that's all I need for today. Okay, so I'm starting sitting on my sit bones in my neutral spine, sitting nice and tall with my belly button tucked in. Then I'm extending my arms away, and I'm going to start with moving my arms in small circles. Good. I'm as relaxed as I can be, exhaling as I go. And inhaling, exhaling, and inhaling, releasing the tension from my neck and tops of shoulders. Good. Okay, now changing directions. You might find your arms getting the circles growing and growing. That's good. Opening and softening through the chest. All right, now bring your arms to your sides slowly, and we'll work one arm at a time, as big a circles as you can manage. Nice and slow. We're not wringing our arms in the circles. We want to open up as well as we can in big circles, nice and gently. Okay, now let's switch the other arm. My left hand's now on my knee, and my right arm is opening front to back. Good, same long, slow breath work. Great, okay, now we're gonna rise out of our chairs. So removing your hands from your knees, you can extend your arms away, making sure that you have a nice space between your ears and your shoulders. Press your heels to the ground and rise to standing. Okay, now I'm gonna move my chair out of the way. All right, and I'm place my hands on my hips. My elbows are drawn back just a little bit to give me some tension in my lats, and we'll begin with our hinges. All right, so with our hinge work, hinging at the hips, melting belly button through sternum down through the ground. Neutral spine throughout. We're trying to warm up the hamstring and glutes. Make those muscle groups feel really good and comfortable before we start with our body weight squats. Good. Hinging and rising, hinging and rising. Once you start feeling comfortable with that movement, that you're able to maintain that neutral spine, and you feel warmed up in the backs of your legs, then either extend your arms out in front, parallel to the ground, or you can cross them in genie arms. And then we're doing our body weight squats. So maintaining that neutral spine, sinking your tailbone to the ground, keeping your heels down. Good, one more. Okay, now let's talk about today's class format. We're going to do a 6-minute, as many reps as possible in that 6-minute sort of workout. We have 4 circuits. Here's what's in our first circuit. It is dumbbell squats. So again, dumbbells can be optional. We're not rising in and out of the chair, right? We're going to be starting from standing and squatting and rising. Then we have round the world bicep curls. So we're curling, drawing that circle, externally rotating in that shoulder joint, and then curling. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is a reverse fly. Okay, so that's for our back. So we can either be in a bent over position with legs in parallel, or you can adopt a split stance. And I'd like you to think about adopting or alternating throughout, because what's important is maintaining that neutral spine. So we're not rounding and hunching, as I just demonstrated. We're going to stay nice and neutral, flying. So if you need to alternate to give yourself just a change of position to help you stay in your neutral, feel free to do so. And I'll try to remember to do so as well. Now, here's our format. We're going for 6 minutes. We're doing those 3 exercises, and we're growing our repetitions with each round. So we'll do 2 of each first, and then 4 of each, and so on. And hopefully the time's just going to fly by. That's the goal. Okay, now you will need dumbbells. You can start with the squats or start with round the world bicep curls. It's entirely up to you. Okay, 6 minutes at the ready. Steady, and I'm hitting the start button with my dumbbells. Okay, so I'm starting with my dumbbell squats, arms at my side, suitcase carry, shoulders back. Inhale as I sink, exhale up. And I'm just doing 2. And I'm saying standing, round the world bicep curl, curl, externally rotate, curl, externally rotate. Okay, now I'll start with a split stance. Okay, and I'm doing fly. 1 and 2. Good. Now feet are back together. Dumbbell squats. 1, 2, 3. Keep those heels down. And 4. Okay, soft knees, round the world bicep curl. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, bent over reverse fly or split stance. Rounded arms, draw those elbows to the ceiling. 2, 3, and 4. Feet back together. Okay, squats again. 6s. 2, 3. Keep that belly button tucked in. 4, 5, and 6. Round the world bicep curl. Get those shock absorbers on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Curl, externally rotate. 5 and 6. Good. Okay. Bent over reverse fly or split stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, feet back together. Squats. 8, 2, 3. See how controlled I'm moving down? Don't go fast with this, not only because we want to burn time off the clock, but I want you to focus on what muscles I'm feeling that I'm using. 8, good. Bicep curl, externally rotate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Okay, split stance or bent over reverse fly for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, here we go for 10s. All right, squats with control. 3. And for some reason, I always think about my tailbone descending. I know that I articulate that to you guys. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, of course, here with those dumbbell squats, yeah, we're adding a lot. So you can set the dumbbells down for the next round if you want, and then pick them up for the bicep curls. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, flies. Split stance, back heel up. 1, 2, 3. What other modifications could you do? Instead of flies, if you're feeling tired. 7, 8. You could do rows. 9, and 10. All right, so here we go. Now we're at 12. Okay, inhale, sink, exhale, rise. 2. This class, we call it strong and steady for a reason. I'm in control, I'm strong, I'm working at a good pace that I can support. 8, 9, 10, 11, you got it, and 12. Okay, 12 bicep curls. Five, 6, 7, good, stay still, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, split stance, reverse flows, reverse flies or reverse rows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo, time. I was just getting worried. Like, did my watch stop? All right, good work. Okay, get a drink. We'll give ourselves a minute rest. That was really good work, guys. You should feel really pleased getting through that. And we only have 3 more circuits of that to go. Okay, so the next one is tricep work. So we have tricep kickbacks, either bent over again or in split stance. Remember, use whatever position from standing, or if you feel like your low back is getting tired, your low belly's not being active enough today, go ahead and sit on your chair, hinge forward, and do your tricep kickbacks. All those are fine. Then we have front raises. Okay, so we want to start with palms down, front raises. And as we get tired, we can change to palms facing front raises as we go in there. Okay, so just listen for my cueing. Then comes our lateral slide work. Okay, so let me demonstrate what that's going to be. All right, so I've got a mat. Okay, so that's 6 feet of space. I'm going to do my body weight squat. I'm going to stay down, slide and slide, squat, slide and slide. Okay, you got it? So it's just back and forth, and that will be each time we span a distance, that's 1. So as I go back, that's 1. As I come back, that's 2. All right, and so that will grow as we go, of course. All right. Okay, so tricep kickbacks, either bent over or seated or split stance, front raises, and then lateral slides. Okay. All right, so grab your dumbbells. We got 6 minutes to work. All right, let me start the timer. All right, let's go. Okay, tricep kickbacks. 1 and 2. Come back to standing front raises. 1 and 2. Good. And lateral slides with the squat. Squat, stay down, 1 and 2. Squat, 1 and 2. Good. Okay, reach for those dumbbells again. Now we have 4. 1, 2 tricep kickbacks. 3 and 4. Come to standing front raises. 1, 2. Use that exhale as the arms float up. 3 and 4. Good. Dumbbells down. All right. Squat. Lateral slide, squat. Lateral slide, slide. Again, lateral slide, squat. Lateral slide, squat. Good. Okay, back to the dumbbells. All right, 6s. Tricep kickback. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Front raises. 1, 2, Exhale, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Okay, dumbbells down. Ready. Squat, slide, and slide. Squat, slide, and slide. That's 2. Squat, slide, slide, squat, slide, slide. That's 4. Squat, slide, and slide. Squat, slide, and slide. Squat. That's 6. Nicely done. All right, back to the dumbbells. Kickbacks for 8. All right, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel that isometric hold. 6, 7, and 8. Good. Okay, front raises. Exhale. 1. And I meant to do this. Let's do palms facing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to stay totally still as you stand there. 7 and 8. Good. Okay. Squat with lateral slides. Ready. Slide, slide, squat, slide, slide. That's 2. Squat, slide, slide, squat. That's 4. Slide, slide, squat, slide, slide. Good. 2 more. 1, 2, and squat. 1, 2, and squat. Good. Okay, here we go. 8. All right. Find a position that you can support. Neutral spine, bent over, split stance, or seated. 1, tricep kickback. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, back to standing. Let's do palms facing, front raises. Ready? Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's do palms down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay. 10 squat to lateral slides. Ready. Squat, slide, slide, squat, slide, slide. That's 2. Squat, slide, slide. Heels down as you squat. That's 4. Slide, slide. That's 6. Good. Slide, slide. 8. 2 more. Slide, slide. Squat, slide, slide, and squat. Okay, 12. Here we come. All right, bent over tricep kickback. I'm going to take a split stance now. All right, hinge forward, draw my elbows to my rib cage. 1, 2. Oh, there's our timer. Woohoo! Saved by the timer. Good work. All right, get a water break. Okay. Now, what is next? We have dumbbell power walks. So for this, you want very light weights. So a power walk, we're gonna have a dumbbell in each hand, very light. And if the right knee goes up, our left arm's going to the ceiling. All right, so if you have issues, pain in your shoulders, that is very challenging or painful, eliminate the dumbbells. And if going up overhead is painful, well, then you can bring your arm out in front. Okay, so I want you to find an arm movement, get moving in that joint that doesn't cause you pain. If you can't shoot up overhead, that's fine, but get those arms moving, get them up. The second element is lateral arm swings, which we've been doing a little bit lately. So one arm goes laterally and the other bends in front of your body as though it's reaching for that opposite shoulder, comes down to the side and bend. And always that isometric hold as the arms are up, okay? And then the last one is upright rows. So this is a lot of shoulder work in this next one, okay? But I know you can do it. Okay, you ready? Let's set that timer. Okay, power walks, let's get going. Okay, and up, that's one, up, and up, that's two. Okay, new dumbbells, lateral arm swings. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Okay, then upright rows. I'm grabbing my dumbbells by the ear. 1 and 2. Now for simplicity, I'm going to stay with these same dumbbells for my power walks. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 4, 2. Lateral arm swings. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 4, 2. Aren't you feeling like a pendulum right now? I kind of am with this work. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Okay, change your grip. Power box. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2. See how we're doing it nice and slow? Working on single leg balance. 5, 2, and 6, 2. Lateral swings. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, and 6, 2. Good. Okay, upright rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Okay. Dumbbell power walks. Dumbbells on the rack. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. Reaching straight up. 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, and 8, 2. Lateral arm swings. 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, upright rows, 8 of them. And 1, and 2. Gonna be strong in the shoulders when we're done here. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, power walks. Dumbbells on the rack. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. Good control, good balance. 5, 6, 7, 8. Zipping the ribs as you press overhead. And 10, 2. Oopsie. Lateral arm swings. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. Now, if you all were paying attention, you probably know we got to be getting close to the end because we usually end right around 10 or 12. 7, 2, 8, 2, 9, 2, and 10, 2. Okay, adjust your grip on your dumbbells so they're hanging down, grasping them by the ears. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Good work. 5, 6. Good. 4 more. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Power walks for 12. Dumbbells on the rack. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got it. Single leg balance. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, lateral arm swings. Oh, and there's the blessed timer. Thank heavens. All right. I'm going to hit stop. All right, and I'm going to turn on the fans. We have one more round. All right, now with this round, we're going down to the ground. Okay, so we're going to be doing dumbbell work, but we're going to unite it with our Pilates principles. Okay, so if you have your chair handy, we're going to hinge forward, plant your hand on the base of the chair, drop that inside knee to go into your half kneel. All right, and then you can go on to 2 knees, get yourself into tabletop, and then make your way down to the ground. Now we do need dumbbells for this next work, okay? So let's make sure we have what we need close at hand before we get all the way down. All right, and we don't want to be reaching from an unsupported position. Now, we're starting with chest flies, and then we're moving into dumbbell glute bridges, and then finally a dumbbell pull through. All of these are going to involve our Pilates principles, using our breath to support our low back and strengthen our low belly, and zipping our rib cage. That's a big one. Okay, so if you haven't already, make your way down to the ground with dumbbells next to you. Okay, so the safe way to go about doing this is going down from the side, planting the elbow, right, and then rolling down. The Pilates way would be, you can cross your arms in front of your chest, right, there you go, and melt yourself one vertebrae at a time, using your transverse to slow that descent. You have to have the strong core to do that and no fear, right? Don't let your head bonk or hit a dumbbell down there, but you want to support your spine by controlling it from your abs. Okay, now we're going to do this from stargazer pose, so knees to the ceiling, feet on the ground. All right, now I didn't leave my dumbbells quite in the place that I wanted to, because where I should have them, ignore how I'm doing it, is on either side of me, and I cross my body to bring it up over my chest. And I reach across my body to bring the other one up over my chest. So now they're resting on my chest, okay? I don't want to necessarily externally rotate and pull up with force, because that's where we hurt ourselves, in our shoulder, in our bicep tendon, those supporting structures. in our shoulder capsule, our rotator cuff, as it were. So it's always better to internally rotate, reach across your body, pull it up. Okay, now we're going to press the dumbbells to the ceiling, right? So we're right here, and then we're going to round our elbows. We're doing chest flies, so we're opening the gate, dropping the elbows toward the ground, and contracting through the chest to bring them back together, keeping those arms rounded. So that's the movement. Glute bridges, we're going to try and keep either both or one dumbbell on our hips, right? And then pressing our heels to the ground and lifting, lower and lift. So never bringing our hips all the way down to the ground until we're finished with our set. Focusing on heels through the ground, keeping your toes lifted. Okay, so that's our glute bridges. Then taking this single dumbbell, we're going to work on pull throughs. Okay, so I like to grasp the dumbbell by one end with two hands, and I have it up over my chest. And I'm going to lower it only so far as I can, given that I want to keep the tension in my lats. I don't want my back to arch, and I want my rib cage staying zipped up. So for me, it's right about here. I can still see my arms in my peripheral vision, right? They're not all the way down. When I do that, then my back flares up, right? And I lose the weight out of my lats. So I want it right here, and I'm going to contract in my lats, drawing all the way down. Okay, so that's our pull throughs. All right, so you got it? All right, I'm going to start the timer. We're doing our 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 principle. Okay, so chest fly, pressing up. Inhale here. Exhale, flatten and zip as the arms open. And continue that breath to bring it back up. Exhale, open and closed. Good. Okay, then I'm going to set one down, place one on my hips, press up into my bridge, down and up, down and up. Lower with control, grab the dumbbell, long ways, up over my chest, lengthen through my lats as it drips down, and then contract and bring it down to my hips. Inhale, zipping, 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 and exhale, pull. Good. Reach for that dumbbell again. Now we have 4 chest flies. Rounded. Long breath, open and closed. Inhale. Long breath, exhale as you open and close. 3 and 4. Good. Lower the dumbbells. Place one on your hips. Bridge. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. And then pull throughs. 1, 2. Pay attention as you do these, okay? No back arching, zip the ribs. The dumbbell passes the chest, past your head, keep tension in your lats, and then pull it back to your hips. Okay, there's our 4s. Now we have 6s. Press up, round the arms, long breath. Exhale through that entire movement, open and close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dumbbells to your chest, set one to the side. Up on the hips, glute bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. And that single dumbbell for pull throughs. 1, go to your body setup. Pelvic floor transverse rib cage. 2, you want to be doing this work with your belly and with your lats. Imagine, if you can, that you're actually doing all this work with your belly. 4, exhale, belly sinks, pelvic floor lifts. Good. Okay, I'm back to the chest fly. I'm reaching for that dumbbell on my chest. Press up overhead, round my elbows, and now I've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower them to my chest with control. Set one to the side. Back on my hips for 1. Glute bridge. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well done. Remember, your toes should be lifted off the ground for those. Okay, dumbbell over the chest. Exhale as it lengthens and contract to draw it back to your hips. Zip, zip, zip. 2. Zip as the hands pass. 3. Control it with the lats. Lengthen through the lats. Don't lose it. 4. Squeeze through the lats to draw it back to your hips. 5. 6. Good. 2 more. 7. And 8. Okay. Chest flies for 10. Up over the body. Ready? Rounded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Lower to your chest with control. Set one to the side. So whenever you hear that deep exhale breathing, my Darth Vader breath, know that I'm flattening and zipping. 2, 3, 6, 7. Heels digging, toes lifted for these bridges. 9 and 10. And time. Nicely done. Okay. Now, it's really handy that we have these dumbbells with us because dumbbells make a nice counterweight for a lot of things. Okay. So, for instance, I know that we've worked on this in the past, but since we have them handy, I'd like to work on it again. Okay. So, I'm reaching for lighter dumbbells. I know you guys don't all have every dumbbell at your disposal like you do here at Coco. But we're going to start with roll downs and roll ups. Okay. So when we're in our roll down and roll up, we're seated on the ground and our pelvis is on the ground. So wiggle around, find the meat of your, and wiggle around to move that meat around so your sit bones are poking into the mat. All right. When we're on our sacrum, we're rounded, right? So I just kind of exaggerated that, but you should know the difference between rolling back, reclining versus sitting up, okay? Sometimes you feel your quads engaged. That's actually related to your psoas, helping to fold you in half, that great jackknife muscle, all right? But we should be sitting in a neutral spine, all right? So we're gonna try and roll down to the mat. Now, when we got there earlier, I had you cued you to cross your arms across your chest, and that's a big helper. But another big helper in a different way is the dumbbell extended. All right, so I've got this dumbbell extended, holding by the ears, parallel to the ground. And the heavier the dumbbell, the more counterweight help it gives you. Okay, so this may be heavy for you to hold it out there all day, so I'll be sensitive to that. But what we're going to do is we're going to start in our neutral, right, with weight extended. Inhale here, and as we exhale, we roll back to our sacrum and start melting one vertebrae at a time. And our arms continue to stay parallel to the ground and our shoulders down as we try to control the descent of our spine to the ground. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. The slower we go, the harder it is, but the slower, the better, because the more work that your core is doing to control it, we're not just falling. Okay, now to come up, this counterweight helps us as well. All right, so we draw a breath here, and we can do a little bit of rib cage arms like we were just practicing with our pull through. But where it becomes most effective as a counterweight is once that dumbbell reaches about a 45-degree angle. Okay, you see that? And once it hits that point, I'm exhaling, and my chin is lifting toward my chest, and my head is coming up off the ground. And then I'm pulling this dumbbell toward that opposite wall, engaging my lats. And I'm rolling up one vertebrae at a time, nice and rounded, until I find my neutral as I'm up. Okay, so that's what we want to be able to do with our Pilates roll down and roll up. So let's practice that just a little bit. Take whatever pacing you need. Okay, exhale as you melt down. Good, and you want it to be gentle. And then exhale, 45-degree, head comes up. Exhale, exhale, exhale as you come up off the ground. Now, it is normal to feel like my legs kicked off the ground. Jen, why did they do that? Well, that's your hip flexors, right? They're connected to your femur down there and your the back of your hips, way deep, right? And when they activate, they're strong. They're going to go, hey, and they're going to pull your legs up off the ground. But the better you are at doing this exercise, the less they are needed to get you up, okay? So never fear, you're doing fine. Exhale and melt your way down. Pelvic floor, transverse rib cage. Find the ground, grab a breath here if you need to rest. Inhale. Exhale as it comes down. Peel yourself off the ground, one vertebrae at a time. And you're all the way up. Now, what you can take here too is a stretch, extending towards your feet. Feel your hamstrings and low back extensors. Good, and then come all the way back up. So this is a spinal articulation move, okay? So then, as we get better and better, instead of a 7-pound weight, you know, then we're down to a 2-pound weight, right? And we can do the same movement. And eventually you have no weight and you're sitting with arms parallel to the ground, palms facing each other, neck, tops of shoulders relaxed. Inhale through the chest and exhale as you begin rounding and melting your way to the earth. Lovely job, Anne. I know, it's all about getting properly warmed up. There you go, good. We're trying to make all this work with our spine come from our transverse rib cage and our lats, and getting them to work together with the right timing and getting warmed up enough that you've got the good blood flow and they're primed and ready to go is crucial for being able to do this work well. It really is. If you're not warmed up, you're going to struggle. And that's why kind of at the end of our class here, it's much better. Okay. So let's take just a couple more little things today. Okay. So let's work a little bit more on spinal articulation, and we'll just focus on the top side. Okay. So that is the precursor to how do we get off the ground in a roll up? Okay, so when we do this, we call this Frogger, and we bring the soles of our feet together and let our knees fall open wide. Okay, and we're laying down on the ground. Okay, and when we're here, remember, we want our legs to not exist. Okay, we can obviously activate in our glutes, but it becomes very apparent when we do it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm totally firing in my glutes. Stop doing that. Okay, I've stopped. I'm not firing in my glutes. I'm open into butterfly and I'm relaxed. Okay, then I'm going to bring the palms of my hands to my ears and lace my fingers just a little bit behind my head. I don't want neck tension through this, and it's the hardest thing to let go. Okay, I have my elbows in my peripheral so I can see them. I'm adjusting to make sure my shoulder blades are set comfortably and not overly retracted, so my mid back's not even on the mat. We don't want that either. Okay, now I don't want my rib cage to flare, okay? I don't want my low back to be popping excessively off the mat. So double check in with those two things for yourself. You want to stay in your neutral. Okay, back to the hand positioning, elbows in your peripheral. Inhale through the chest and exhale, float your head up off the mat. Then pause for a moment. I have not changed the cervical curve in my neck, ideally. I'm still gazing straight up at the ceiling as I was. I'm only floating an inch off the ground. Chin, nose, forehead toward the ceiling, okay? The weight of my head is heavy in my hands, so I'm releasing that tension out of my neck, and I'm transferring that energy, that weight, into my lats and into my chest. Inhale and exhale into your body setup. Make sure that that's firing. You want to be lifting, wrapping, and zipping. That's pelvic floor, transverse rib cage. And then we're going to roll up. Exhale and roll up and hold. Okay, so now we're leveraging the firing, not of only of our body setup, but our rectus abdominis and our lats. And we want to get up and hold long enough so you can figure out what muscles are holding me in this position. Exhale, I've rounded. I'm gazing at the opposite ceiling. My head is released. I'm not lurching from my neck. And I can feel my lats, my low belly, and my rectus abdominis firing to hold me into this hammock shape. And then slowly release as I let myself roll back down to my floats. And back down. Release your neck. Good. Last one. And all the way back down with control. Okay, lower your hands down by your hips, draw your knees together. Okay, good. Now bring your knees to your chest. Use your hands, then pull them in, rolling your pelvis off the ground. Release your low back extensors. Release your quads. Hold your legs to your chest. Purely by holding the muscles in your arm, holding the weight of your legs with the muscles in your arms. Try and release your legs and let all that tension in your legs and low back melt away. Then slowly start rocking from side to side. Try not to rock over all the way onto your side. Maybe your elbows can stop that tipping point. But you're rolling across that low back piece of meat on either side. I like to think of that as my brisket as I roll and roll side to side. Good. Now I'm going to let my legs fall to one side. Tee out my arms, gaze over. As my legs fall to my left, I'm gazing to my right, and I'm releasing all the tension in my body as I'm able. I'm going to use my exhales to sink into my body setup again. So I'm wrapping and zipping. And as a result, I'm releasing in my low back and my glutes. Good. Roll back over toward the center and let your legs fall to the other side. Good. Okay, now I'm rolling over onto my side and I'm going to press my way up off the ground. All right. Nice job today, guys. That was a lot of heavy lifting early on, but then some good breath work, core work at the end. So good work. It was a pleasure having you back, and we will see you Thursday. Bye now.